welcome. I'm Christine. So today we're going to be doing some scrap wood pumpkins. So cute. So my husband cut down some little blocks, different sizes from some 4x4s we had left over. So I just painted 2 gray and 1 this pumpkin color orange, and that's with some spray paint from Rust-Oleum. And so I'm going to start with the orange one here. And also I had some spindles. I used 1 and I just cut down different little pieces from it for stems. So, but the first one here, I am going to use some of this cream colored ribbon, but it's kind of a consistency of kind of a gauzy feeling. And I'm going to take my IOD letterpress stamps, and I just spelled out the word fall. So whatever will fit on whatever size little wood piece that you're doing. I'm using some IOD ink, and that's in the color black, so it will show up good. And I'm just going to stamp this now. I've got an M on there, I know, because you only get 1 of the letters. So that's just for placement. That just shows me how far it's going to go out to make sure that it's going to fit, and it fit perfect. So I just have an M on there. So what I do is I'm just going to ink up only the letters that I want to show up, and then you're going to press those directly down. Now I'm using a mask from IOD, and that's got the grid marks on it, so you can line up everything perfectly. These I highly suggest to use unless you're real good with an eye to get those even on there. So then I'm going to come back and ink up again the L, and make sure that you've wiped your other letters down, but you can see you can place it good this method. And then I'm going to trim off that cloth. And I've got these are called nail head studs with brads. That's a lot, isn't it? Anyhow, I found these in the sewing section in Hobby Lobby. So when I'm in Hobby Lobby and I have time, I don't always have time, but I just like to browse each section. You never know what you're going to find. No, I'm not much of a sewer, but these are perfect for different projects. I've used them on wood projects before for decorative trim. So I'm just going to take 1 for each little corner, and I'm just going to use my hammer to nail those in there, and it just adds a little something something, you know what I mean? So totally not necessary if you don't have anything like this, but I'm just looking for something just to zhuzh it up just a little bit. So anyhow, I'll put those in, and then I'm going to come in, and I'm not going to fuss with this anymore. I just like this little sign. I am doing all of my little spindle stems with this gel stain, and I just use my that little sponge dauber tool to sponge that in there just to get some good coats. And I'm using a combination of wood glue. That's Dollar Tree wood glue too, so you don't have to buy the expensive. It holds really well. I've had great experience with it. I'm using wood glue and hot glue, and then I'm going to find my center of my pumpkin, place that down. Now to the left there, you see that little wiry thing? It's like a floral flexible wire, and it's got like these little blue, just because I like the contrast of the blue and the orange. I don't know what you're going to call these. I guess they're supposed to be some kind of berry, pick berries maybe, but they're just blue. So I'm going to hot glue 1 around the stem, and I'm doing like the little, what do you call it, a tendril off the pumpkin, the little spirally little piglet tail looking thing. That's what I'm going to do. You can wrap it around your finger. You can wrap it with a pencil, but I'm just simply bending it. Y'all, this wire works so great for projects like this. And then that's all I'm going to do with this one. So this one is finished. So let me know what you think. Okay, project number 2. I'm not going to show you the end results until the very end because this isn't a very long video, but I am using the IOD molds from IOD. It's the He Loves Me molds. These are so cute. So I'm using 2 of the leaves and the sunflower there. I think that's a sunflower. Anyhow, so you're going to dust that with your cornstarch. That just keeps your clay from sticking in there. It gets it out a little bit easier, so just give it a good dusting. I'm using my DOS air dry clay. Now the IOD molds are great because they have this micro rim to them, which means you get a cleaner edge than a lot of your other molds. You can feel the rim, so you can push it out to the edge, and then the rim will help you get off the excess. I just use a palette knife to help me push it down in there and to level it out. I just find that easier. A lot of people use old gift cards, old credit cards, whatever. So what you do is you let gravity be your friend, and these are silicone molds, so you just simply turn them upside down and then kind of bend them and work them, and they'll fall out. So I'm just working on my placement here. What I decided was the flower's going to go on one side and the leaves are going to go on the other side. Now one of my leaves, the stem did come apart a little bit, but the clay is wet, so you just simply mold that back in, push it together, and it's fine. Use the Quick and Thick from Tight Bond, and that's the blue bottle because they have a wood glue and they're different colors, so make sure you got the blue. That's your Thick and Quick. And I just use my fingers to put it on there, and when I put them on, I'm going to tap it down. You just want to make sure that you don't have gaps between your air dry clay and whatever project you're molding it to. So I just use my finger to tap it good. Don't push too hard because you'll move and change your mold, but just tap it real good. I put leaves on one side, like I said, and the flower on the other. And I've got some florals. I just picked some stems out, cut those off, and I'm going to hot glue those around that little pumpkin stem there. And then I taped up my molds with masking tape. I'm going to let that sit for about 15 minutes. You don't want it to dry, but you want it to dry enough so that it stays, because now you're going to paint it. But I'm not painting it. I am using this grunge gray from Dixie Belle. And this is a wax, so this is going to be my sealer as well. And this is what I'm using instead of a paint. You can certainly paint this, but then you got to use a little brush. I'm just using the wax, so I'm going to coat it real good. You may have to come back because the air dry clay will suck that up a little bit. So just leave yourself a little bit of time. You may have to come back with your brush and pounce some more of the wax in there. Y'all, it'd been so much easier if I would have done that top before I put those leaves on, but I didn't. So I'm just going to do all the way around my piece, let it sit for a minute or two, and then I'm coming in simply with a paper towel. You can use a microfiber cloth, and then I'm going to wipe away the excess. And I love the way that this looks. So all I'm going to do now is I smushed my little stem there a little bit, so I had to go back in and kind of work it with my fingers. I'm just using some ribbon and tying a simple bow, and then this one is done. Alright, last project, I told you these were going fast. So this is my skinniest little board. So what I did was turn it up on the sides. And I'm using the stencil. I believe I got this from Dollar Tree, maybe Hobby Lobby, maybe Temu, but I'm thinking Dollar Tree. So you don't really have to spend a whole lot on your stencils. Just know that your better stencils are going to last longer. They're going to hold up to your washings more, but your cheaper ones are just as cute. So I'm just using some black chalk paint. I think I went in a little too heavy. I believe my stencil moved some. Anyhow, when I picked it up, you see it's kind of distorted. So all I decided to do was use a wet wipe, and I'm blotting. I'm not wiping because I don't want to distort it. And with those ridges on there, y'all, it turned out so pretty. So I decided I'm doing an acorn on the opposing side, and I did it the same exact way. I just like the effect of that. Y'all let me know what you think here. I probably should just gone in lighter, but it might have been because it was in those ridges too, is why it came out like that. But I really liked it after I wiped it down. I love the effect of that. So again, I'm just going to hot glue, wood glue combination the remaining stem on there, and it's a little skinny stem. It has no design to it, but I think it's appropriate for this little tall, skinny little pumpkin here. I'm just going to hot glue that down, and again, I'm going to use some ribbon and tie some ribbon around it, and it is simple, but it is done as well. If y'all found anything you really liked in this video, let me know. Give me some comments, please. And if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. You're awesome. I love hearing from you. I love responding to you guys. I want us to get to know each other a little bit better and be a little community here. I think people who craft are special people. Have a blessed week, everybody. Thank you so much.